Hello everyone. Welcome back to our lessons. Let's learn more about the Visual Basic.net. We're going to talk about another case from our forms. We use the limited statements for next to execute a specific code several times. But sometimes you may want to repeat certain code until a certain condition comes true, or the code can be executed as long as the condition of the loop is true. There are another statements such as do, while, and loop to repeat the task many times. As this project, now the user can enter a number here, it's a variable, and then the form can calculate all the odd numbers from this number and also all the even numbers. Let's run the application to see it. Here the user can enter number 9. Then when the user click on the odd numbers, all the odd numbers in number 9 will be displayed here in this list box. And also when the user get any number, and if the user click on the even number, so all the even number can be displayed here inside the list box. Let's learn how can we use this, or how can we do it through the code window. First, to create the codes that related to the odd numbers, we double click on this button to show the code window. Then we can write these codes. First, we will declare the variables. The variable here is the number that will be the counter from the first till the user enter. It is unknown for me, so it is variable. And also the counting numbers, or the sequence of the number will be I. So the variable number is n and the counter is I. Then we will do the assignment statement here to determine the place where should we enter n. It should be here in text box 1, and then this list box that will be display or show the results of the function which is odd or even number, that will be shown here in this list box. And then we start from number 1 to count the even number or the odd number. How can we do that? To count the odd number, we should add 2 or step 2 after 1 to get 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and so on. So step 2 means add 2 to number 1 to get the odd number, and so on will be happen. Then all of these numbers will be added as items to the list box 1 to get the result, as we can see here. Let's run the application first by clicking on F5. If the user enter any number like 9 and then click on odd numbers, so all the odd numbers inside from 1 to 9 will be displayed here in the list box, as you can see here. Okay, this is the first case. Let's see another way to calculate the even numbers through the second button 2. So double click on the button 2 to see the codes related to this button, which is calculating the even numbers. We will use different way here, which is do while loop. The difference that in do while we use a condition. Condition means we have a value here. If this value is greater than or equal n, this is the variable number that will be entered by the user, then every time add 2 to the number which is the value I, add 2 every time till it get the end of the number that I don't know, because it is variable that enters by the user. So we did the declaration as usual, then assignment statement, then determine the place which is list box. At the first it will be clear, then we will add from first value, which is 1 represented by I here, then till I less than n, so it will be repeated by adding 2, repeated by adding 2 till it gets the end, which is n. As we can see here, this is the even numbers. When the user, let's run the application first. If the user enter any number like 20 and then clicked on even number, so the all the numbers will be shown in the list box. By the way, we can change the formula to be convenient with our function, like odd or even and so on. It should be here, it should be 1. Let's see it clear here in our, let's run our application, and then 20. Yes, same you can do if you want to add any function. Let's see another project by also using do while and for next, and the difference between them you can notice here. You can notice the difference that the first method is for next, we use step 2. We start with the starting value, which is 1, then till n, that will be determined by the number that the user enter. Each time step 2 to find the even number, step 2, and so on. That will be shown also in list box 1. But another different way, or second method, which is called do while, we use a condition here. Start with the value with I till you find n with this condition. If I less than or equal n, repeat the task that you can add. You can add 2 each time to find all the even numbers to till you get the last of this value or these numbers. Let's create another project here. This project is different because we are going to calculate the even numbers of the number 5, for example. So they will be 1 plus 3 plus 5. They're gonna to be 9. The result is 9. That will be appear in this label. So label shows or display results like that. So now we're gonna to calculate all the even numbers of this number that entered by the user. Let's see how can we do that by the two methods, for next and do while. Here, let's run the application to see how can we do that. For example, any number that entered by the user, for example number 9, we will sum all the odd numbers in this number. That will be 25. It means 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9, and that they will be 25. Okay, let's see again here the code window. How did we do that? First, we will declare the variable of the letter n, which is variable, and I is the counter to be in a sequence 1 2 3, or add the numbers, or to get the final value. So declare the variables here, which are n and I, and also sum will be happen here to add the numbers. They all are integer numbers. Then do the assignment statement for the place where should it display in, and then for start with the first value or starting value to n. This is variable because it enters by the user each time step 2. The difference is here because we are gonna to sum the numbers that is variable. Then all of the result will be shown inside label 3. And this is another way also, the second method, this which is do while. The condition here is I. If I less than or equal n, so the number will be sum. Sum equals sum plus I, which is I equal I. Each time we add 2 to calculate the even numbers, and also to of all the numbers that will be entered by the user. Let's see the all the even number calculation, or some odd numbers here will be 16. So the difference between the first method, which is for and next, that we step 2 each time, and then the sum will be happened to find the result inside label 3. But the second method, which is do while, it has a condition here. Compare between the starting value till the end of the value, which is n, and also the sum will be happen to find the result, which is sum, inside label 3. Try to do these codes to do a project, and it's gonna to be great and clear for you. And thank you for listening for our lesson today. See you soon.